Welcome to this look at new mods on Farming Simulator 19 with me, MrSealyp. Monday the 22nd of March is here and we have new mods. We also have a few updates. The updates are as follows. From top left, the Deutz DO6 series by Blauer, the Reboke 16,000 Plus by FBT Modding, the Valtra A series by Lapin Poika, FarmAndrei and Mr. Mazzoni, the Kverneland BE6 by CatFan 18 Mods and Driver 3000, the Timbered Farm Pack by Richie F, the Farmhouse by Musagra, and the Small Bunker Silo set by Camelos 0397 have all had updates today. In front of me we have got the Avant Series, this by ITS, 30.63 megabytes to download. This is a pack with two skid steer loaders, and they come under skid steer loaders, the smaller and the larger, and 5 attachments that come with this. The smaller of the two is 15 slots, the larger is 17 slots. Then we have, down the front here, we've got a pallet fork at 7 slots, a bale fork at 6 slots, a manure fork at 7, a high tip shovel at 7 slots, and a high tip shovel XL at 8 slots. Nicely made, nicely detailed. It's very strange, a kind of weird disconcerting feeling when they steer, because they steer from the centre. Now we had a version of this on 17, didn't we? In blue, if I recall correctly. Yeah, I don't think I'm misremembering. Under vehicles and skid steer loaders. So the Avant 420 is a 22 horsepower vehicle for 16 grand. Slot count will go down from 15 to 1. And then the Avant 750 is 38 grand, that's 49 horsepower. Options available on both of these. The green is the colour it comes in. I didn't do that, that's how it comes. We can change the rim colour to anything on that pallet. And then on the back, we've got the option of rear weights. We can have 1 weight, 2 weights, 3 weights, or 4. They all sort of start to bend away from the vehicle and then back to nothing at all. As far as I can tell, you have to have at least 1 weight on if you want to have the trailer attacher, and the trailer attacher does work. And then we've got the option of tractor tread or greenland tread for kind of grass work, so you don't damage people's lawns. Options on the Avant 750. I think are the same. It's a bit bigger, a bit chunkier. Rim colour options the same. Rear weight options the same. I think it goes up to 4 as well. Then off. Yep. Then tractor tread and greenland tread are the options. As far as the attachments go, these are also under skid steer loader. Obviously they're under tools, not under vehicles. So the pallet fork is 800 to buy. Slot count will drop down to 1. Option available, we can change the main colour. The bale spear is also 800. Slot count will go down from 6 to 1. Option on that. Design colour at the moment is on green. There's a hoop that goes with that. It's not going to back up, is it? Oh, it's one of those menus. You have to do design colour and the main colour first. If you go down to the next option, it won't go back up to colour again. If I change that to one of those options, for example, orange, then main colour, I can change to any one of those. So let's say we'll go with that. If I then change that from default to adding the hoop is the design colour, that's orange. Just to keep the bales a little bit more secure. Manure fork is a 750 litre manure fork. It will do grass, hay, straw, manure, silage and wood chips. That slot count goes down from 7 to 1. Main colour is the body section and design colour is the tines. Then the high dump bucket, 600 litre, 1,700 to buy, takes all of those crop types and other things. Main colour, actually this is the back section I think. Main colour does that section there, the attacher part. Design colour does the front section. And I'm pretty sure the high dump bucket XL, which is 3,300 to buy, 1,200 litre capacity, I think the option is pretty much the same on that as well. Yep. So we'll start the small one first. Horn, lights, our raise, tilt, There's a little bit of lift on it. It's not, you know, it's not got the highest elevation of anything you've ever seen, but it's not going to be. It's not designed to be. It's a skid steer loader. It's not a telehandler. I'm going to put the high dump bucket on this one, the smaller of the two. Everything connects up very nicely, because the other ones we've got a pallet fork, a bale spear and a manure fork. I mean, they're pretty much standard. There's not really much else they can do. The high tip function on this is R1 and right stick side to side. We'll do the high tip. Obviously that's on the same one as the extend as well. There's your high tip function. First person looks like this, very nicely detailed. This is what I mean about being that weird feeling as you go. It's like hanging off the side of it as you turn. Very tight turning circle. We'll get into very small spaces. That's the smaller of the two. And the larger of the two, the 750. Cut the bucket. The reach on the large one, as you can see, is a little bit more, not hugely more. And then the high tip function of the larger bucket is like that. Everything else on it is the same. Horn, lights on and off. There's no beacon on this. Or indicators. Now what we'll do is bring that back in. Just to show you that if you do have the weights on the back, it will attach to a ball hitch trailer, but obviously the ball hitch trailers, it will drop that right down and it will look a little bit like that, so it'll work, but it's just a little bit unsightly. Is that the right way of putting it? The pin hitch trailers are the ones that normally have a little bit more flexibility to the attacher, and that's not as bad, but they do hook up to both. Yeah, nice little bit of kit there. Whoa, didn't like that too much. Be wary. Very cool. That's the Avant Series by ITS. Next, we have this, the Garden Hose by GrasslandMods, 0.69 megabytes download, 1 slot on console. It's a pressure washer, he says. Why is that now not working? That's weird. I had that working a minute ago. Okay, I've just placed another one. Let's close that a second. That one, nothing's happening. This one, L3, turn on pressure washer. And it's brilliant. I love it. I wonder... That's very strange. Ah, did I not turn off the other one? L3 puts it away. Let's try this one again. No. It may be that I didn't turn that off before I left it. But there you go. That's what it does. An alternate to a pressure washer. You've got a garden hose with a nozzle on it instead. Well, something worth bearing in mind. You'll find this under miscellaneous. 42 to buy. I know somewhere I'm going to use one of those. Slot count drops down from 1 to 1. This is 0.69 megabytes, and yeah, that's worried me now. Okay. Just be warned in case the same thing happens to you, by grasslandMods. Next, we've got the water tower. This is by FarmAndrei, 0.58 megabytes download, 1 slot on console. It's a water tower. When you bought it, you drive up alongside it and you can refill anything that takes water. Once you've bought it, it doesn't charge you for the water. It is free after that point. This is also found under placeables and miscellaneous. 1,350 to buy. Slot count drops from 1 to 1. It's rather large, but somewhere to get your water from if you need it. That's by FarmAndrei. Next, we've got the barn, 26 by 10 metre. 10.34 megabytes download, 19 slots on console. This is by Slyclif. Nice detail on it. There's a few little... I think they're supposed to be there, aren't they? Various different bits of wiring. Those black bits on the wall, I think they're supposed to be. The first door has got 2 props to keep it closed. There's no lighting inside this. Internal frame structure. I did wonder if this wall was removable or opened or anything like that. I haven't had anything come up. There are beams here, so you could put bales maybe up there if you wanted to. If you want to put them above, or pallets or something else like that. Nice detailing. Drive through this side. This side hasn't got the props. Actually, let's go on the other side in case it's got them on that side. I wonder. No. Yeah. This you'll find under sheds. 40,000 to buy. Slot count drops down from 19 to 1. That's by Slyclif. Next up, we have the Transport Rack Pack for Big Bags. 1.03 megabytes download by JMZ. These are 1 slot each. There's a single rack, 3-point link mounted. We'll take 1 bag. And then we have a double rack, also 3-point link mounted. We'll take 2 bags. When you back up or drive towards them, you get the attach icon comes up for whichever one it is you're trying to attach to. These raise and lower. We swing round and put it on the front one. Oh, that was supposed to go to... There we go. Lower it. Too many things. As you can see, top left, the bags themselves are there showing as an attachment. So what I need to do is click onto that for the bag to detach it. And then when I attach it, it will appear as another icon, as almost like a trailer or something like that. Then I need to go back onto the actual attachment itself to be able to raise it. But you do have the option for tilt forwards and backwards and manual raise and lowering if you want to do that, which is exactly the same for the rear rack. Manual tilt, raising and lowering if you want to go for manually. You can do it automatically on L1 and 0, and then I need to switch to the bag. X does 1, switch to the bag again. Oh, that's interesting. So you need to move a little bit. To disconnect the second one. There you go. When you want to get on some, comes up with the attach option, and then switch it to the right tool and raise the whole thing up. These you will find under tools. I think these were miscellaneous. 1,500 for the single, 2,500 for the double. These were 1 slot each anyway. We can change the colour to anything on that palette, and the same with that. We can change the colours to anything on the same palette, and that's what they do. Transport Rack Pack for Big Bags by JMZ. Moving on, we have got this. This is the Grimme Rootster 604 modded version. This is by BeastKiller. It is 5.35 megabytes download. It's 10 slots on console. What is different from the standard one to this? Well, as you can probably tell, we've got it in a different colour. We have the option of a larger tyre, and we have an option for changing the capacity. It's not a huge jump in capacity, but there is the option to change the capacity. This is a sugar beet harvester. You still need a topper on the front, so you'll need to top first, and then you come along and you harvest with this. If we go along to our beet technology, the standard Rootster 604 is 98 grand, 185 horsepower required, 10 slots, 3 meters wide. The modded one, also 98,000, also requires 185 horsepower. Difference is it's 3 meters wide. Or everything is still the same, but like I say, it comes standard at 6,000 litres, which is what the standard one is. We can change the main colour Set anything on there. We can have normal wheels or big wheels, and then we can have original capacity at 6,000 litres or FS at 8,500, so it goes up 2,500 litres in capacity. It's not a huge amount when you consider sugar beet is normally quite a high yielding crop, but it is an increase over the standard in-game version. All the other options on it are pretty much the same as far as I can tell. For how it works, we turn on the harvester. Everything starts to move. We can lower the harvester down. Like I say, we'll still need a topper on the front. Pipe out. And works just like the standard one. I must admit, when I saw it modded, I thought, oh, we're going to get like a much larger capacity. And yeah, whilst it is a larger capacity, it's not a huge difference. I think modders have to be a little bit careful now. Well, I say that, there's a lot of trailers that have got some quite crazy capacities, haven't they? But anyway, that's the Grimme Rootster 604. That's by BeastKiller. Next up, we have got this one. I hope I don't get demonetized for using that word. You never know with YouTube these days. This is the Lizard 1128. This is by Tailan and Agro mods. 9.44 megabytes download, 25 slots on console. This is a 240 horsepower tractor. It sits in the large tractor section. Nicely made. It's a fairly, what's the best way of putting this? Basic, I suppose. It's a fairly basic model. There's not a lot to it. There's a few options on it. Price is okay, I guess. It's where are we? Large tractors. So right at the very end, 170,000 to buy, 280 horsepower. Sorry, not 240 for the base model. We can change the main colour to anything on that palette, which has the top section. We can do the rim colour to anything on that palette, and then the design colour does the bottom section. Weird combination of colours, I know, but those are the options. We can have protection grid, which puts the protection grid over the engine compartment. Yes or no. Then we've got design original or low, and that's for the exhaust. Actually, it's one on the front as well. Air intake, not exhaust. Exhaust on there. That bit's the air intake, isn't it? So we have high or low air intake for wading through deep water, should you wish to do so. And then we'll set up. We've got standard. We have got wide. We've got, it says rear twins, but it's twins all round. So standard, wide, twins all round. Hop in. Unfold tractor, L1 and X opens the door. Now where it says lift crane arm, if we do R1 and right stick up and down, it opens up the kind of engine compartment in the front, which is a bit interesting. Something a bit different. In case you need to do any maintenance or repair, but you can get a good look in there on the engine and everything moving around. Takes a little while to go back up. Back in place. Lights. Horn. There's no beacon. No 3-point link on the back. It's a trailer hitch type tractor. Turns nice and quickly, sometimes on the... Whoa, okay. Something to bear in mind if you're turning too quickly. What was I saying? Completely threw me off there. Oh yeah, turns nice and quickly in that you don't, sometimes you get, they can be a bit sluggish and a little bit slow on the turn. That one's not too bad at all. First person, like I said, it's a fairly basic interior, but it's an old vehicle, it would be. Anyway, the texturing's not, you know, it's not over the top texture wise or anything like that. It's fairly flat as far as all that goes. But If you're looking for a 280 horsepower tractor that looks like this is the tractor for you. That's the Lizard 1128. Actually, no, I'm going to use this for the next mod, which is this. This is the Lizard GTCR. This is by Tiik modding, 3.65 megabytes download, 5 slots on console. This does say it's a disc harrow with the ability to plough, although it comes under the plough section in the mod hub. I mean, it does have discs, yes, so technically a disc harrow, but it is appearing on the plough section. So as I just said, under tools and ploughs, the GTCR, 30 grand to buy, 160 horsepower required to pull it, 3 meters wide, will run at 8 miles per hour. Options available, we can change the main colour to anything on that palette. And then we can have wheel brand Lizard or Trelleborg. And it will give you a ploughed state and a ploughed look. We drop it down. There we go, 3 meters wide. And if I want to, L1 and triangle will allow create fields. So I can extend or create my own with it as well. There we go. The Lizard GTCR by Tiik modding. That's exactly what it says on the box. And on to the last of our mods for today. Yes, we have got the TLX Camp It Pack. This by 82 Studio. It is 20.88 megabytes download, 10 slots on console. This is designed primarily for storytelling, narrative, that kind of thing. It isn't actually a sleep trigger, but you can use it for a bit of role-playing oriented gameplay. 2 attachments. We've got one that goes on the back of the TLX 2020, as you can see, like this. Or we've got a trailer attached one like this. There's a few different options available. We can have just like a skylight. There's a roof tent. There's roof tent with awning. We can enter it. And as you can see, we're sitting there waiting quite happily for dinner, maybe. I think we can turn lights on and off. Yep. I think actually we could probably pack it away from inside as well. I'm just thinking, let me just check that. Pretty sure, yeah. If I fold roleplay oriented attachment, that's the door, so L1 and X. The outside lights go off when you close the door, as you can see. Lights under the awning. If I want to fold it away, L1 and left on the D-pad. Packs away your awning. Puts the ladder away, puts the roof box away, and it's ready for transport. If we hop back out again. Very nicely detailed. Nice addition. That one does exactly the same. Like I say, there's a few different attachment options. Attachment options? Yeah, kind of. Just options, as I said, attachment options. What I will say for the one that goes on the actual TLX itself, what you do need to do is, if I disconnect that, firstly, when you get the TLX, you do need the TLX with the bed on the back. If you try and attach it like that, it won't attach. It needs to have the bed. And also, if I fold that up, it won't attach. It needs to have the actual tailgate down, because it gets stuck like that otherwise. So if you open the tailgate and then back up, it will then give you the option to attach, and off you can go quite happily like that with the camper. And all the same options apply. Is when you get to wherever you're going, you can either leave it on the vehicle, and we can open cover, Open the door. And we're ready to camp. Or detach it and then your vehicle's available to be used while you're camping. Either way round. It's entirely up to you. You can't actually kind of get into it. You have to enter the vehicle for it to put you in there. You can't just kind of walk in and have a look. If we go first person though, so let's get rid of that. We do have a grill in here, TV. Yeah, it's cool. I say it's something just to add to a storyline, a narrative, a role play, whatever you want to do. Yes, it would be great if it was, because I did initially think when I saw it was coming out, maybe it would be a sleep trigger, and that would be amazing. You could just take it anywhere you want on the map and have a sleep trigger. But I don't think the sleep trigger works like that. As far as I can tell, you can't have a mobile one that I'm aware of. Anyway, where will you find these? Under tools and miscellaneous. TLX 2020 Camp It Pack, the rear body, 19,500 to buy. 10 slots, which drops down to 1. Options available. We can change the main colour to anything on that palette. It pretty much matches up with all the colours for the TLX and other things. We do have an additional one though. We've got one that says fibre. So normally we have the standard colour, we have the new age, and we have aged. This has one that says fibre as well. Then design colours, you can see the skylight on this one. If we change the colour of that, design colour changes the skylight and a few little bits around it. But then we've got the option of sky sight, which is what we've got on there, the skylight. We can have it with the sleeper, which opens up that roof tent, sort of, well, say it's a roof tent. It opens up the roof a bit to give you more headroom and that kind of thing. But I think it's supposed to be a roof box tent as well. Then we can have extendable awning on the side with the skylight, or we can have extendable awning with the roof box. So combinations of, and then the actual Camp It. I'll be honest, I prefer the Camp It trailer. I like because it's a more kind of, I don't know, I just think a more kind of off-road experience type sort of thing. I like the diamond plate on it as well. I think it's great. But anyway, main colour, yeah, we can do the same thing with that. For main colour, a more satin finish if you want as well. Rim colour, anything on that palette, and there's a whole load dark steel and those kind of things. Design colour, let's go for that, which does the same thing, skylight and a few of the peripheral bits around it. Now, wheel brand, so this is like the trailers we had before. We've got stock, sport, off-road, off-road winter, or all-terrain. Then you've got wheel setup, performance, duals, performance duals, in the various different options. I think if we go for off-road, we have the option of bead locks, don't we? Oh, maybe not. We don't get the option. That's just on the main vehicle. Then we've got the option of diamond plate, main colour, design colour, or blacked metal. And then again with the top, we've got sky sight, sleeper, skylight with awning, sleeper with awning, and back off again. Yeah, I think it's a cool addition to have. You might not use it, you might not do any role playing in your game, you might just come on and literally do farming, and that's absolutely fine. No one says you have to. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.